how I wish you could. You can't banish anxiety. Hey, howdy and hello humans. Welcome back to my corner. I hope you're doing well. Today, I'm going to be doing something that makes me a little uncomfy, but I thought it would be something interesting, so I'm going to do it, and that is reacting to spells I find online. Now, the reason it makes me uncomfortable, because it comes across maybe as I'm being super judgmental or telling somebody that this spell that they created is wrong or it's bad or it won't work. That is not my intention at all. The reason I'm doing this is because, you know, there's so many spells online, from Pinterest to even eBay. I found some spells on there, to, you know, Etsy. People sell spells on there, and, you know, TikTok and Instagram. Like people everywhere share spells, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think if you are someone who is creating / sharing spells, it's important because you have a responsibility in making sure that, you know, what you're putting into it is concise enough and easy to understand, and the ingredients and everything is safe. I've seen some people put some stuff out there that was really, really unsafe. So that is why I'm doing this. It's not to be like, oh, this person doesn't know what they're doing. This person's not a real witch. This person is stupid. Not at all. And with that disclaimer, let's just get into this. And if you can hear thunder, I'm sorry. It is storming here currently, so maybe we can just enjoy the lovely sounds of thunder together. I like thunderstorms. I don't know how you feel about them, but personally, I find them enjoyable. So this first one is a break bad habit spell, which in and of itself is not a bad idea. I would say realistically going into it, don't cast a spell thinking that that's all you have to do to break bad habits. Like, you have to put the work in too. But focusing your energy into something that can help you break bad habits kind of just helps you attack it from all angles, if you know what I mean. Let's see what we got here. During the dark of the moon, or as it begins to wane. So on a new moon, or well, okay, so here's a little thing. Some people consider the new moon when it's completely black in the sky, and some people call that a dark moon. And then what they consider the new moon is when it first starts to wax. So right after the dark moon, when it's like that little teeny tiny little sliver of a moon, that's the new moon, because it's new, it's coming back around. It just really depends on who you ask. It seems to vary between, you know, magical practitioners and astrologers. But they're saying, I'm assuming they are referring to a new moon / dark moon. And then it says, or as it begins to wane. So right after a full moon, which when you're trying to release something from your life, that is when, yeah, definitely when you do it. I personally wouldn't do it during a dark or a new moon, because that's when things are starting to build back up. But maybe if you're just trying to build like confidence and strength to get rid of something. But usually if I'm releasing something or breaking bad habits, I will always do it on a full moon as it's starting to wane. That's just me. Cast a circle. No thanks, I'm not Wiccan. But that's up to you. Engrave upon a black candle that which you wish to be rid of. That's, you know, don't see anything there. Anoint the candle with a banishing oil, which if you don't have experience practicing magic or witchcraft, and you just really got this bad habit you're trying to break, you probably don't have banishing oil, I would say. You can use any oil. You just want to make sure it's safe for the skin, but you can anoint a candle with any oil. You can, you know, infuse that oil with energy and turn pretty much anything into a banishing oil. But you can take just vegetable oil from the cabinet and put some black pepper in it, and that makes a perfect banishing oil. Just, you know, if you're sensitive to it, wear gloves, you know. But you can anoint your candle with that and say, tonight, no moon, tomorrow, the first one. Well, if you do this when the moon starts to wane, the moon's going to be full in the sky. So I have questions about that, because there wouldn't be no moon. But tonight, no moon, tomorrow, the first one. Let this be eroded till my will be done. Candle burn down to remove all ill. Let this spell be cast by the power of my will. Place it in a safe place. And then it says, place it in a safe place to burn down completely. Again, like I don't see anything wrong with that. Me personally, like, I'm not big on rhyming when I'm doing my spells. I know like a lot of people are. That's especially a Wiccan thing. For some people, like having a cadence in what they're saying helps them. Now, I have a tendency to affirm my intentions and say them in a rhythmic chant over and over and over, but not necessarily in a rhyming pattern. I like having a rhythm rather than a rhyme, if that makes sense. For me, I feel like that's a little bit generic. And I realize that this person is making a spell like to be generic because you don't know what someone's bad habits are. But if you were going to be doing this spell, I would say somehow add in there what it is you're trying to break. If you're going to say something during the spell, I would find a way to work in what it is you're trying to break. So you've got it written on the candle and you're saying it out loud and you're focusing your intentions, and that's what I do, what I would do. But I mean, all in all, I don't see anything wrong with this spell. The next one, anxiety be gone. Listen, as a person, me with anxiety, you cannot get rid of anxiety with magic. Oh, how I wish you could. Oh, how I wish I could just wave a wand, hug a crystal, bibbidi bobbidi boo, and poof, I no longer suffer from anxiety. But that is not how life works, unfortunately. So you cannot get rid of anxiety with magic. You can do things to help you with your anxiety, but I recommend therapy, and if medication is needed, definitely do that. But let's just see what this says. Try this easy candle spell to quickly banish anxiety and boost your confidence. You can't banish anxiety. Maybe if you don't have anxiety, but you have some anxiety about a particular situation, maybe this would be helpful. But if you just have anxiety in general, like me, you're putting too many hopes into something. And I find spells like this predatory because they're really giving you like this false sense of hope, and I don't like them. But it says you just need a purple candle. It says that's all you need is a purple candle, which, I would use, purple for things like that, like anxiety and, things of that nature. Light your candle, take 3 deep cleansing breaths, inhale peace, calm, and positivity, exhale stress, anxiety, negativity, which breathing exercises are very helpful if you have anxiety. So like that's, unless you're hyperventilating, don't do it if you're hyperventilating. Sometimes this isn't helpful in the middle of a panic attack, but I don't recommend casting spells if you're having a panic attack anyway. Look into the candle flame as you recite, racing mind and anxious thoughts. I set this intention for you to stop. Swirling feelings and doubts abound. Positivity shuts you down. Head held high, pride within. With this spell, anxiety does not win. Clear mind and grateful me. So it is spoken, so mote it be, blessed be. So this is a very Wiccan spell with the so mote it be and the blessed be and all that stuff. Again, if you're having anxiety about a particular situation, but you're not necessarily your anxiety as a whole, and you think this might help, go for it. But please do not go into it thinking that this is going to fix your anxiety, because it won't. Repeat as many times as you feel you need to, taking 3 deep cleansing breaths between each chant. When you finish your spell, either allow the candle to burn down or snuff it out. Dispose the remains, saying thank you. So like all in all, it's not a terrible spell, but again, it seems a little predatory. And yeah, it just makes me uncomfortable. Spell to lose weight. Oh, what's another one of these? Okay, all right, look, let's look at it together and let's just see, okay? Items needed: yellow candle with holder, rose petals, lavender oil, small garnets, carnelian or turquoise stone, small jar with lid or plastic bag that seals, picture of yourself healthy. What if you've never been healthy? What if you've been overweight your whole entire life? Okay. Also, side note, something that irritates me when I see written spells, when they're just listing the items, in my opinion, it's very important to put what each item is for. Like, I know that garnet is good for strength and for health. So that's something that would be good to add to it. Is lavender for peace and comfort? Are the rose petals for self-love? Like, tell me what these are for, because if you are a new practitioner, you may not know what all these things are for. So like you really want to have these, you want to know like, what is this actually for? Because when you are adding individual items and ingredients to your spell, you really want to make sure you're affirming what the purpose of each item is. You want to assign a task to each and every item that you are putting into this spell. That is very important because it only just helps focus your energy and intentions. So when someone just gives you a list but doesn't give you the purpose for each item or ingredient, that's a red flag for me. Charge chant. My pain is gone, I hurt no more. Tension flies right out the door. Now looking healthy and physically fit. For the record, you can be what's considered a healthy weight and also be incredibly unhealthy. I really don't like where this is going. Charge the rose petals, oil, and stones. Did I say oil? Lavender oil. Okay, so those lavender oil. Charge rose petals, oil, and stones, but they don't tell you how to charge these items. Sprinkle petals around candle. Again, visualize your goal. Place the charged garnet stones with a few drops of oil into the jar or bag. A baby food sized jar might work well. Baby food jars are excellent for spells. As you do this, visualize again, then pick up the petals and place them into the jar or bag also. Seal the jar or bag and say, by this jar/bag of powered oil, petals, and stones, it will bring me courage and help me meet my goals to not eat or snack as much and become healthier. Visualize yourself becoming healthier and moving the weight on the scale from down the scale to the left. Carry this jar or bag with you and sniff charged items before eating. Okay, hold on. Okay, I think they mean like, hey, take this with you. So before you eat a meal, like sniff it as a reminder to not overeat. But that might be really awkward at work and in restaurants. But the way it was worded sounded like sniff these and then eat the contents of the spell. Do not eat these things. Do not, do not, do not. Rub the charged carnelian or turquoise on the picture of yourself, then rub your body while visualizing yourself, which I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea or a wrong way to use crystals. I mean, I think you could definitely do that, like transferring energy and the things that you want. Become the you see in the picture. Say, in no way will this spell cause me to suffer any adverse effects, so mote it be. Well, boy, wouldn't it be, that would just be like the simplest thing. Carry stone with you and rub it when you have the urge to snack or eat too much. Hang the picture up in your kitchen to view. Allow the candle to burn for another hour, then snuff it out and put away. Burn it whenever you need the moral support. Which again, like, I don't think that's a bad idea. If you can make a candle to give you help you with your willpower and your confidence and burn that when you're feeling like you need it. But let me just say this, if you want to cast a spell to lose weight, my recommendation is you start with a confidence spell or a self-love spell to start, number one, to love yourself as you are right now. Because it doesn't matter what your weight is, you should love yourself, period. But if you know you want to lose weight, then maybe you cast a spell for like willpower and strength and motivation. Don't cast spells to lose weight. You could be asking for trouble. I know that there's like a thing in here that says like, oh, well, this won't cause me any adverse effects, but that's just not how that works. Like, where's the cutoff? Like, is there a stopping point? I don't know. I don't like this one. And also like the sniffing it before you eat is going to get weird depending on if you eat socially a lot. I don't know. Like, it's not the worst I've seen, but I don't like weight loss spells, period. Okay, now we've got a money spell, and it says items you need are a green candle, white candle, and anointing oil. Again, they're not saying what each one is for, and they're not saying what kind of anointing oil. I make money oil, and I use that in my money bowls, and anytime I do a money spell or I'm working with a money candle or anything like that. Another thing is it says a green candle, because I'm going to assume that this is from an American who wrote this, because our money is green. But there's so many different types of currency all around the world, and it's not all green. In America, like it just seems like green is supposed to represent money. And it can, because our money is green. But if your money in your country is a different color, you can use a color candle that goes with that. It doesn't have to be green. Or alternatively, gold is universal because gold is valuable everywhere. Gold candles can be a little harder to find, but you can get cheap gold eyeshadow from the dollar store and rub that on your candle and boom, you got a gold candle. I think it works better when you use it on a black candle. I think it shows up better than on a white candle, but that's just a little something you can do. Time, same time daily. So I guess this is something that's going to be done over multiple days. Ritual. The green candle represents the money. Okay, there it is. It says what it represents. All right. There you go. And the white candle represents you. All right. First, anoint the candles with oil, thinking of your desire for money to come to you. Set the candles on your altar or a table 9 inches apart. After doing so, say, money, money, come to me in abundance 3 times 3. May I be enriched in the best of ways, harming none on its way. This I accept, so mote it be. Bring me money 3 times 3. Repeat this ritual for 9 days, each day moving the white candle 1 inch closer to the green candle. When the candle touches, your spell is finished. Make sure you visualize the money pouring in from the universe. Well, I think that's pretty cool, like the idea of moving the 2 candles together more and more each day. And I like the idea of spells that are very ritualistic that take place over multiple days. I tend to do that a lot because I just feel like you're putting more effort into it. Oil wise, again, there's no mention of the type of oil. If you want to make like an easy money oil, just get you some vegetable oil, put some basil in it and, shake it up. Let it sit for a few days, make sure you're putting your intentions in it, obviously. You can even put, if you have a little jar, put a coin in it, do something like that. This isn't meant to anoint your body, but candles and stuff like that. So, I do like that idea. Here's the thing about harming none on its way to me. When you're manifesting and you're casting spells to bring something into your life, it is impossible to cast spells and work magic that doesn't affect other people. Money is not going to, I know it says envision money pouring from the universe, but money doesn't just fall from the sky. It comes from somewhere. So if the money's coming to you, it's not going to somebody else. And you have no way of controlling that. Did it come from somebody who maybe needed it more than me? If it's coming to you, it's being taken from someone else, or it's not going to someone else. So bear that in mind. It's impossible to practice magic without affecting somebody else. I'm not necessarily saying you're harming them, but you have to understand that responsibility. And again, 3 times 3, I don't know. That's instead of getting $100, you're going to get $300. I don't know, this whole 3 times 3, again, very Wiccan because they have the threefold law and all of that and the whole harm none. But it's not possible to not affect somebody else, especially with money spells and job spells and career spells and stuff like that. This money's not going to go to somebody else and you don't have any control or any way of knowing if the person that the money's not going to really needed it or not. So keep that in mind. I'm not saying don't do it. I've done lots of money spells and you can do money spells too, but this idea that it's really not going to affect anybody's life is unfortunately false. A spell to stop bullies. This is used to stop people who are bullying or upsetting you and hopefully to make them friends. I don't know about you, but I don't really want to be friends with a person who tormented me. I'd rather just banish them from my life. I don't feel like we need to transform our relationship. That's just not me, but you do you. 1 glass bowl with water, 1 pinch of sugar, blossom petals, any color will do, 4 drops of olive oil. Hey, they said what type of oil this time. But again, they're not telling you why you need these ingredients, what they're for. Chant the following spell 4 times. Every time you say this spell, add 1 of the drops to your bowl of water. Put the blossoms in the water, but so they float on the surface of the water. Then put a pinch of sugar in. After you've done the spell, put the blossoms that were in your water in a circle and pour the solution over the flowers. Let insert person's name here, be rid of evil, rid of sin, rid of jealousy, and hatred within. Let them learn to live and work with others, especially me. Go spirit, you are free. May him or her be guided by nature. Okay, let's unpack this. Basically, this is a sweetening spell, but also you're trying to heal this person by getting rid of all the things inside them that make them the way they are. Okay, so Again, we go back to spells that affect people. You're really casting a spell to change a person's perspective, to change who they are. You're doing magic on somebody without consent, which, you know, if that's your thing, fine. I'm not saying you have to have consent to cast magic on somebody. But again, if somebody's bullying you and tormenting you, your best bet is to try to freeze them out of your life, banish them from your life, and protect yourself instead of necessarily putting your energy into making them a better person, because that's on them. You got to take your energy to look after you. And like, this is very much, it almost just seems like Christians, like, rid of evil, rid of sin. I don't like the way that's worded, like using the words evil and sin and hatred. Yeah, that person's got problems, but that's that person's problems. I got to worry about me. And instead of like, if you've got somebody who's really harassing you, you're using your energy to make them a better person instead of protecting yourself. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. You do you, but that's not how I would do it. So this one is a protection jar spell, and it actually has the ingredients, and it also talks about what they're for. So it says black salt to protect my energy, eggshell powder to protect from spiritual harm, rosemary to protect from physical harm, black tourmaline to protect from others' energy, amethyst to protect from mental harm, clear quartz to protect from emotional harm, black, blue, or white wax to seal. So there's your ingredients, but what they're not doing is telling you how to cast the spell, what to do, or anything like that. But they are giving you ingredients. So if you have a general knowledge of how to work a protection spell, but you were just like, I don't know any correspondences, I don't know exactly what some good ingredients to use in this are, which all of these would be good and great because they're telling you right there, and I agree with all of these are good for this purpose, and most of these are easy to find. So yeah, if you basically know how to cast protection spells, then yeah, this would work. You just got to make sure you're focusing your intentions and all that good stuff. You know what to do. But one thing about a lot of these spells online that I noticed is like, they're not really walking you through the process. They're telling you, here's what to use, here's what to say. But one very important thing when casting spells is learning how to raise, harness, and focus your energy. Yes, you can get all these ingredients, you can do all the steps, you can say all the things, but if you haven't yet figured out how to ground yourself, raise your energy, harness and focus that energy, you're not going to do yourself any favors. So magic and witchcraft is all about moving energy and focusing energy and all of that. So yes, putting a bunch of stuff in a jar, it may look pretty, it may make you feel good and feel like, okay, well, I did this with intentions, because there's this misnomer that intentions are everything. I'm sorry, I don't feed into that narrative, because it needs to be a balance of intentions and actions. If intentions without actions is just a wish, and you never hear anybody say, wish, it's all about wishes. Everything's all about wishes. Wishes are the most important thing, because it's not. Intention's great. That's how you set things in motion, but without action and balancing the two and finding that perfect mixture between the two, you're not doing yourself any good. I can want something all I want. I can wish for something all I want. But if I do nothing to make it happen, then I've done absolutely nothing. So remember that when you're finding spells online. I don't see anything wrong with looking for spells online, especially when you're learning to kind of get a vibe and a feel for things. But you've got to put your own twist on it. You've got to add your own flavor, your energy, because this may have worked for them, but it may not work for you if you are not putting your energy into it. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope you learned something from this. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down below. I love talking to you guys. And as always, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and click that bell so that you never miss another video. And with that, I will bid you farewell. I hope you have a wonderful day, week, month, year, life. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.